I love when my guests come back. My guest today is one of the hardest working artists that I've seen in 2025. He is everywhere delivering great music, spreading love and romance. Welcome back to the show, Q Parker. How are you
Hi,
today?
I'm well. How are you?
Good, good. The first thing I have to do is ring the alarms. Bow, 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 bow. Evolution of Romance, Volume 1 is here.
Yes, yes,
Q.
yes.
I love this album.
Aw,
It's on repeat. We're going to go through the songs, but let me tell you, when you were here last, you said, and I had to go back and I said, did he say that? He said, yeah, I'm working on an EP. This
yeah,
EP is an album. It's not an EP, it's an
yeah,
album.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
I want to ask you, evidently, because this album was intentional, every song is intentional.
yeah,
I want to know, how did the EP expand to an album? That's the first question I have to ask you.
yeah. So, first and foremost, thank you for your time. I appreciate you
Yes,
spending this Thursday evening with the romance dealer Q Parker.
that's right.
So it started as a 4-song EP. And I never like to I should have known better than to try to put a limit on my creativity.
Yeah.
Um, Once I lock in with a certain mindset and a an objective, I have to go until it's complete. And because I haven't done any new music in 12 years, I thought that I could just say, well, I'm just going to do 4 songs, get in and get out. But as I started to really embellish this idea of romance, there's no way I could get the complete volume 1 done in the 4 songs. There was so much more I needed to cover. I needed to be the voice of men, but I also needed to hear the heart of women. But I needed women to hear the hearts of men. I wanted to bring in the sexiness and the smoothness and the calmness and the charm and charisma, in which R&B male artist is supposed to create. And I just couldn't do it in 4 songs. And by the time I got to song 6, I knew that we weren't finished. Well, I mean, when we got to 4, I knew we weren't finished. And I then just allowed myself to, okay, Q, finish the
Yeah.
sentence, right? And finishing the sentence meant I needed to get 9 songs done.
I'm a music person. So, one of the first things I have to tell you about this album, the sequencing. I
Yeah.
said to myself, this is one album I would have loved to be in the studio when you were mixing and mastering. And I used that word, I said intentional. This whole album, no
Yeah.
skips, top to bottom. When you said the evolution of romance, I bopped so many different ways when I was listening to it. I've listened to it more than 3 times, I have to tell you
Yeah.
already.
Love it.
Because you started giving us singles. We had Big. We had Keep
Yeah.
on Loving You. You got the FFF, which I love. We're going to talk about these songs. Oh my goodness. Like I keep on saying, oh my goodness. Like,
Yeah.
yes, the hybrid soul is your destination for music and culture discovery, but Kelly as a R&B fan that has been with you, has grown up with you, like this project and the way that you're moving like one of these emerging artists.
Yeah.
You're
Yeah. Yeah.
everywhere. When I see you in these cities in Philly and Detroit and all, like you are kissing babies, kissing fans, like you're doing everything. You're singing at the basketball games, the sports. Like you've never lost. I feel like you have evolved as an artist. And I just want to know, like, I feel like it's grown even from the last time we talked. When you sat down and said this, I'm putting out this album, what was the game plan for you?
Microphone. Hold on.
Okay.
The game plan was for me to, I wanted to fully embody romance. I wanted to make sure that every element, you hear me?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. I wanted to make sure that every element of romance had its moment. And I knew that the only way that I could do that was I needed to go back to what got me here.
Mm-hmm.
What got me here was shaking the hands, kissing the babies, going into every radio station, putting gas in a car and riding up and down the highways. I think myself and my business partner, we have probably in the span of maybe 14, 15 months, we've been to every territory in the States. And I mean, not flying either. I'm talking about driving 5 hours here, 4 hours here, spend the night here, go do radio in the morning, go back in the car, drive another 3 hours. Like we call it true school because I knew reacclimating myself back into this system, I needed to touch the people. I didn't want to just send the song in and hope that they would connect with it. No, I needed to be in your face or spending this kind of virtual time with you. So when I talk and explain big and keep on loving and this romance, you can feel my heart. This ain't just a project that I'm like, all right, well, I can just go do some music. My
Yeah,
whole
yeah,
idea is when I'm getting ready to do something, I have to see where can I make a home? Where's a lane that I can really just set up shop and just live here? Like it's almost like where can I find some land to build a house? And I want to be in this house for the next 15 or so years. That's how I look at my music, and that's how I look at Q Parker as a male solo artist. And I identified that the music was lacking romance, and
mhm.
romance was the land. I just needed to build a house on this land, and I started building brick by brick, which is our motto. And so now we have this album, this evolution of romance. This is the home, and I plan on being here for a while.
Job well done. I'm like speechless. I said before I even hit record, as the time came closer to start my interview with you, I got nervous because this album is so good. I wanted to make sure I don't leave anything out of the questions and the excitement as a fan
Yeah.
and a big supporter. I didn't want to leave anything out. When you finished that last song for the album and was ready, like, we're ready to send it off, what was that feeling for you?
It was a feeling of accomplishment.
Yeah.
It was emotional, because when you take 12 years and you remove yourself from anything in 12 years, although you'll never forget how to ride a bike, you still have to get back comfortable getting on the bicycle. And then, yeah, it'll come back to you. And that's just how it was for me. But when you get to the mountaintop and you get to the finish line, you look back and just reflect on, at the 13 mile marker, man, I almost gave up. Then at the 26 mile mark, I caught a cramp and was thinking about stopping, or maybe that's enough. You've done enough. Okay, here's a moral victory. I had all of those emotions, but I'm just so thankful that I had the fight, the drive, the stamina to get to the finish line, and running across that tape, which was the final mastering song, it was just like a feeling of completion, a feeling of just being proud of what I've accomplished. And not just the pride is not just from finishing and completing the album. I'm a fully independent artist. And so all of the funding, all of the invoices and all of those things are self-funded. And so I'm having to, put this bucket over here, put this bucket over here, and put this bucket over here. And I think outside of making the music, doing this as an independent artist is really like, I think I may be more proud of that than music.
Yeah. Amazing. I want to talk about Romance Dealer and the importance of bringing emotional maturity back to R&B. I keep on saying that all these songs were intentional. There's a few that, wow, I was like, wow, he really put some thought into this. World
Yeah,
War.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, I think World War is going to be the sleeper song on the record. Um, but it was definitely intentional. Thinking about what's going on in our world today. You
Yeah.
know, say that love conquers hate. Love is If love is at the root of every action and reaction, then we should be in a great space. And looking at what our world is going through, what our communities are going through, what our neighborhoods are going through, we are in a world war. But your love is so good. Your loving is so good that it can have somebody so singular focus that don't got time for no world war. If the song says, and if they had a love like yours, there'd probably never be a world war. Oh,
You see, I did this.
my. Uh.
Where were you? What space were you in when you wrote that song?
So I have some amazing. My production team is just amazing. Felly the voice, as a songwriter, Black Elvis as a musician and producer, Al Jamal just as he's just a creator, man, and a visionary. Jay Bush Tario, and we all got in the room and we just started to thinking about love, romance. What does someone need to hear present day to day? What would make you turn around and say, you know what? I don't need to do that because I just heard a song that just put me in a space of just love. And I have a motto that says, lead with love. In everything you do, lead with love. And, just I think maybe the news was on the television and somebody said, man, imagine having a love. The person who's responsible for pushing the war button, what if he just was having a text conversation with his significant other that was saying, "Oh, baby, I can't wait to see you when you get home. Oh my God, the way you look when you walked out that door today just did something to me. Hurry up and get on home. What else you got to do today? Oh yeah, can you stop and just come on home? Because I can't wait to see you." What if that person had somebody communicating with them like that?
Yeah. Another one that blew my mind, because you took me through a lot. You took me through a lot of stuff. Threesome. I said,
Yes.
"Oh, he's clever." Because when I saw the title, I said, "What's this about?" I said, "Threesome.
At,
What?"
at what point did you have the aha moment?
Ooh, when you were talking about all the qualities of the threesome, it was bigger than the physical of it. Like
Yeah.
you needed all the qualities of the three qualities to make up. Like forget all that physical stuff. This is all the stuff I needed. I was like, wow.
So it's interesting, right? So, my history of songwriting, has taught me that sometimes you just need that one word that'll just get the attention.
Yeah,
And I knew that saying threesome was going to be like, "Hmm? What's that about?"
yeah,
But there's a line that says, baby, I'ma touch your heart, your soul, and your body. That's a real threesome.
yep,
That's the moment where those that listen to it skeptical up until that point, eyebrows relax, shoulders relax, and you see on their faces like, oh, I see what you're talking about. And I mean, we deal in romance. So what person wouldn't want to hear, you know, it ain't about what you think, but a real threesome is connecting with you, heart, mind, body, body, and soul.
yeah,
Yes.
yeah, yeah, absolutely. And I laughed. I even liked I was bopping the interlude for light work.
Oh
I was
yeah.
like, okay, okay. I love I love the whole album. I love a light work. And your single FFF.
Yes.
That's some real talk.
Yeah, that's
Real
real.
talk.
That's real.
Real talk.
I think sometimes one of the things that plague relationships is the inability to just have real conversation.
Yeah.
What society deems as real, not what grandmama and them said was how you supposed to do it, not what your parents did, not what a book does, but allow your heart to really just speak about what it is you need from your significant other. And oftentimes, um, you hear the conversation of what women need from men: provide, protect, and love me, and be faithful, and be present, and be gentle with me, and all of these things. And men have made it, those that connect and commit have made it their business to make sure they show up in those ways. And those ways are societal standards as well as what their significant other has deemed as what they needed. But rarely do we have a top line conversation that's purely one-sided, that just focuses on what does the man need from you, sister girl. And we want it to be the voice of many men. And I'm not saying that those are the only three things, but
Right.
those are three important things that if women could focus on mastering those three F's, as the song says, I'll give you anything you want.
Yeah. I love it. I love it. I'm curious. This album embodies so much. I'm gonna say the Afro beats, the rundown. You have everything in this project. It embodies so much. I didn't ask you this before. Who are some of your musical influences as growing up before you started in the business and now?
Yeah. So because I grew up Kojic, Church of God in Christ, a lot of my influences were gospel artists. John P. Key, Commission, Take Six, The Winans, Darrell Coley, James Moore, the Everettys, Mighty Clouds of Joy, the
Mm,
Williams Brothers, Helen Baylor. Like, my mom just played those records all day, all day. But then, when I got of age and would sneak and listen to some secular music, it was, of course, Boyz II Men, Jodeci, Silk, Brian McKnight, Marvin Gaye, Babyface. Um, yeah, just especially any of the groups that came before 112.
yeah.
R. Kelly. Um, so the mixture was super super vast, but then also I grew up singing operatic and classical music, a little bit of jazz, and so sprinkled in my palette is all of those things, concertos and requiems, and like I sang all of those things and those style of music in high school. So bringing all of those into this pot, mixing it up, and just delivering a Q Parker meal.
I love that. I love that. When you played this album for your family and friends, what was the feedback from them?
It's proud because they too know that music is my lifeline. My wife calls me a noise box because I'm always humming, I'm always beating on something or just something. And so for them to not see me appease this for 12 years directly, because I still indirectly, I mentor, I consult with other independent artists. I'm always writing and producing for other artists, scoring independent films. So I've always been connected, but just being a primary solo artist, I know that they could tell that I needed to get back in that space. And so to get to the completion, I'm sure that they are just as proud of me as I am of myself.
Yeah. Job well done. Do you have any favorites of this project? Or yeah, favorites of this project? Because I know it's your whole baby, but was there any song that you just when you're performing it, it just means something different?
Big is just big to me is, and again, I love them all, and they all are chapters in this volume one romance journey. But because Big was the very first single, it had to be the record that kind of set the tone for all the others, and the overall tone of that is still relational.
Yeah.
It's saying, hey, let's both subscribe to begging for each other. This ain't because I done messed up or none of that. It's an acronym bringing endless gratitude. So no longer is it the same definition of what the OGs did it. No, this is a new definition of the word. It ushered in this romance and this equal like this duality of commitment from both sides. And it was the great, it was the for me it was the greatest springboard to now to then bring on Keep On Loving, and then Triple F, and then you now will start to get the other songs. But Big is just Big is super special.
Yeah, it all sounds good. Like I said, I love the sequencing. In addition, well, I said that you are probably you are the hardest working man. Like 2025 is been a busy time for you. You also have time to have the Q Parker Legacy Foundation. And I want to
Yes.
speak a little bit on that because I just love three of the principles that you mentor youth, empower families, and honor elders. I love alone. I'm already sold on that. Let's talk a little bit about your foundation.
Yes, Q Parker Legacy Foundation established in 2016. So next year will be our 10-year anniversary. But we're just committed to those two demographics, the seniors, because they are the matriarchs and the patriarchs of our communities. And if we cut them off, we shut off the wisdom of just them being OGs and having been on this earth. And so we do things to just, give them the energy, give them the sense of being loved. So the programming we do for the seniors um, consist of karaoke, musical bingo, active aging, job fairs, and then we do an annual caroling gala during the holidays where we give gifts, prizes, raffle items, heaters, blankets, just the things that just shows that we care. And then on the other end, the children is really centered around those that aspire to be in the entertainment industry and just making sure yeah, we're going to nurture your talent. So we have the programming that specifically nurtures the gift. But then also, what I feel is the most important is the education part. Teaching you the terminology. So the realization is everybody's not going to get a record deal. So if you want to be in this game, you're going to have to be an independent artist. And as an independent artist, you have to be equipped with how to navigate it properly, understanding terminology, understanding how things work, picking a manager, having a great relationship with finances, understanding royalties and licensing and cataloging and residual income and just all of these things you have to know about it. So we spend a lot of time just educating them and making sure they're getting the necessary information.
I love it. I love it. I think I want to end and ask right now, just as you are moving all over the world, what is the fun part of this right now?
The fun part of this right now is doing things that I'm doing right now, which is
Yeah.
the having conversations with you, having conversations with fans, being able to give the energy back in the live performances. And my motto is, I can't shake, even though my mindset is to shake hands and kiss every baby. But the reality is, I can't do it all. But what I can do when you come to a concert of mine, this is my way of saying thank you because I'm gonna leave it all on. I'm gonna leave it all on the stage, and you're gonna get 100% Q Parker, the romance dealer. But again, that's just my way of saying thank you, not only for just this project, but because you've been rocking with me since I was a teenager, and I don't take that lightly. Again, this is for me equivalent of just hugging your neck, like my grandma would say, "Come and hug my neck," hugging your neck, or giving you some dap or the pound to just say thank you. So that is the fun part. I just love being an artist. I love the road trips. I love getting in the hotel, but getting right back up for the morning show, going live and performing at 6:30 in the morning, which shows some grit and determination because you got to be warmed up super, super early. So if I got a 6 a.m. performance, I got to get up at 3:30. Because I'm not having no excuses. When I go into any building, I want to sing. I'm not that artist that's no, it's kind of early. No, 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 man. But that's not the cloth I'm cut from. And so it's all fun to me. And even in my 30th year, approaching my 30th year, I still enjoy seeing, I enjoy doing something that yields smiles.
Yeah, yeah. Job well done. Congratulations once again on Evolution of Romance. It
It's,
is definitely in my triple platinum on and on. It's in rotation. I look forward to more people talking about Evolution of Romance, hearing it more because it's single after single after single. The radio is gonna love this album. We were loving all the other singles, but wow, you over delivered once again. And I thank you for your time. I always appreciate you coming back to the show. And I look forward to being in the crowd singing the songs word for word. Job well done once again.
Well, thank you so much.
Yes. My guest today is Q Parker. Evolution of Romance Volume 1 is here, and you got to check it out. We got to support it. I thank you for your time. And we will see you later on the Hybrid Soul with Kelly Kinkaid, your destination for music and culture discovery.